I want to show you why your outreach isn't working and give you clarity on exactly how to fix it so you can start signing clients and making more money. So the first thing is Chicago does not equal New York City. You're probably thinking, KJ, what does this have to do with outreach? Well, it's because this is a good example of what's happening right now in your life, in your business. Your perception of how outreach works, your perception around your outreach is wrong from reality. So it's like you're trying to drive in New York City with a map of Chicago. So your map is telling you turn left, and there's not a turn there, there's a pond. Or it's saying turn right, and it's the wrong direction. So if you want to get where you want to go, you have to have the right map, which means you have to see the world the right way. And so what we need to do is change your perception from seeing the wrong map to seeing the right map. So when you have a map of New York City and you're in New York City, guess what? You drive to your destination easily because things start working. So if you're sitting outreach and you're doing things people are telling you to, and it's just not working, and you're wondering why it's causing this mass confusion, and you want to give up, it's because of your perception is wrong. How you perceive reality is wrong, which means the decisions you make based on that perception are wrong, which means you don't get the outcome you want. This is why it's happening. And so I want to share with you a couple things that are going to help you realign your reality to actual reality. So the first thing is exponentialism. So the world works in exponents. And the way that I learned this was actually from Mr. Beast. So Mr. Beast was on a podcast and he was telling someone that it was a lot easier to get a video with 1 million views than it was to get 10 videos with 100,000 views. And I thought, what? What does he mean by that? Well, he was explaining exponentialism. Because if you are 5 times better than average, you don't just get 5 times the result. You get 10, 25, 50 times the result. And so here's what this means. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this out right here. So if here's the baseline of how good everyone's videos or everyone's outreaches are, there are millions of people sending bad outreach, millions of people sending average outreach. So if your outreach is here, you don't send out that much. If you're only 2 times better than their outreach, you're only going to get a little bit better results, if that, right? You're not that far off of average. But if your outreach is up here, if it's 10, 25 times better than everyone else, you get exponential results because you're so much better than everyone. You're going to crush it. And it all depends on contrast in the market. So back in the day, sending a random DM saying, oh, what are you going to do? Do you have anything with email? Guys, that used to work because no one was sending outreach. It's like people used to make low effort YouTube videos back in 2017, 2014, whatever, and they used to get views. Why? Because there was nothing else on the market. Think about it. The iPhone 1 was the best phone in the world when it came out. Now, if you had an iPhone 1, you'd be the laughing stock. Even in a third world country, they'd still laugh at you for having an iPhone 1 because it's all about comparison and contrast. And so nowadays, if you want your outreach to win, you have to be exponentially better. But the good news is, the more exponentially better you are, you get exponential results as well. So when you have that outreach that's so much better than everyone else, you get a curve like this, where like as your outreach is this much better than everyone, this is the results you get. So for instance, the average soccer player or football player, for you guys, for your Euro guys, makes $50,000 a year. The number 1 soccer player makes $200 million a year. They play the same game on the same field, do the exact same thing, same position, same jerseys, everything, but one person makes 2,000 times more money. Why? Because they're the number 1. They're the best in the world. So the more exponentially better you become than everyone, the exponential results you're going to get. Same thing goes for videos, YouTube videos. There's a reason why Mr. Beast gets hundreds of millions of views. Is because if anyone goes to the platform to be entertained, nothing compares to a Mr. Beast video. So he gets everyone. He gets the entire market. So yeah, exponentialism. Now, that leads us to the next biggest question people have around outreach, which is QVQ, quantity versus quality. So the cool part about exponentialism is you don't have to win on just quality. You could win on quantity. If you send 50 times more outreach than anyone else, you're going to get insane results. But here's the cool part. You don't have to choose. These are sliders. And if you want to get the most insane results, and the reason why like a lot of my students get insane results is because we've leveraged this. I don't just say, oh, let me send quality versus quantity. We do both. You can figure out ways using technology, using software, you just using your brain, you can send very high quality outreach at insane quantities. There's obviously always going to be a trade-off to this. But right now, when I first started copywriting, I would send like 3 outreaches a day, maybe. Very high quality though, at least in my opinion, back then. And I hit 10K a month. But things have changed and the market has evolved. It's gotten better, and not many people have as much knowledge as I did as far as entrepreneurship in general when I first started outreach. And so what we do now is we send even higher quality outreach than when I started, but they send 50 a day. That's why they land so many clients. And this is only possible using technology. So get your quality better than everyone else's and then figure out how to send more than everyone else. That's how you crush it. And so what you must do is first get the quality up, right? So spend as much time as possible to get the quality where your outreach is getting responses. Once you're getting responses, that's when you figure out, okay, how do I increase the quantity? How do I go about figuring this out? And this is exactly how I created High Value Outreach 2.0, the system that I sell to copywriters. It's specifically for copywriters, and it balances both of these perfectly. It sends 50 high quality outreaches. But this takes time to build. And so take your time based on your niche, based on the service you're providing, based on whatever, figure out, how do I send high quality and extremely high quantity? How do I balance the two? Because that's how you're going to win, is by doing both. You can't just choose one. You got to do both. So how do we do that? Well, if you want to add quality, I suggest you focus on the big 3 questions. So anytime you send outreach, once you master deliverability, once you master just getting the outreach to the person and getting them to see it, then you have to answer 3 big questions. Because when someone's reading their outreach, they're asking you questions in their head. So if you answer those questions, they're going to respond. They're going to take you up. So the first thing is, why the thing? So you are selling something. You're selling some kind of result using a mechanism, and they must have to be sold on the thing. So if I'm going to outreach to people who want to learn copywriting, or if I'm going to outreach and sell people my copywriting program, which has my copywriting outreach system in it, if they're not sold on copywriting, they're not going to respond. So if you're reaching out to a very unaware audience, you need to educate them on the thing that you do. Tell them why. Why this thing? The next thing is, why you? So once you sell them on this thing, why are you the person that has to provide this thing? So for instance, one of my guys, we were reviewing outreach on a coaching call yesterday, and he was selling VSLs to people. And he had this really nice presentation on how to, the perfect VSL, and the outreach was great, but he was lacking the why you. So he wasn't explaining to them why he was that person, why they couldn't just go to someone else for a VSL, why they had to go to him. And so we talked about it and discussed, how do we implement this question? And we showed him, you can talk about how your VSL is specifically tailored to our inbound traffic, which helps sell people without being salesy, adding all these nice words and languages to basically say that, hey, you can only get this level of VSL from me. So why you? And the last one, no one talks about, but I think it is a secret weapon. So if you guys have watched this far, then you're welcome. You get this free sauce, because my guys are leveraging this like crazy right now, which is, why them? So once you've explained why this thing, then why you're the person to give them that thing, then you explain why it's perfect for them. So talk about why you're reaching out to them. Make it personalized. So they'll reach out and be like, hey, the reason why I'm reaching out to you, the reason why I'm bringing you this is because I genuinely think your product is incredible. And with this new thing, this new system, you could absolutely crush and add, X benefit here. So if you answer why the thing, why you're the person to give them that thing, and why they are the perfect fit for that thing, and why you're reaching out to them, you're going to crush. The quality is going to skyrocket. And then it's just a matter of figuring out, how do you create a system to increase the quantity without dropping the quality? And that is how you fix your outreach. And this is not an easy fix. If you came here for a tactic, you're probably let down. But to be honest, if you're searching for tactics, you're never going to win in the long run anyway. So those of you guys who understand how powerful this is, implement this and improve on these things over time. This will fix your perception because hopefully you see outreach in a new light based on these 3 things that I showed you. So if you learned something, let me know in the comments. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I'll see you guys later.